Hello, welcome to a photolux.net tutorial. Today we're gonna look on how to create a vignette. A vignette is good. It's good because it adds focal point in your photo. So it's usually a dark edge, black edge in your photograph. So it adds more focus in your photo. Okay, this is just a photograph I took. We just gonna apply a photolux preset here, action. So we're gonna duplicate the layer by hitting Apple J on Macintosh and Control J on PC, and we're just gonna apply this cool breeze action there, and it's gonna give you a nice color. Just tone down the opacity a bit, and we're gonna merge the layers together. So the action is available on photolux.net. Okay, now there's several ways on doing vignette effects. I'm just gonna show you two ways that I like most. One's the easiest, and one is not. It's not that easy, but it's it's probably a better way that you can tweak around the setting and transform the setting. The easy way is by duplicating a layer and applying a filter, distort, and lens correction. Okay, lens correction is for usually correcting a perspective, so we can correct it if it's the wrong perspective, or when it's distorted, so we can fix that in the lens correction filter. Okay, I'm just gonna untick this one there, so get rid of the grid, and we want to have a look at this area here called vignette. Okay, if we put the dial to the left, it's gonna give you a nice vignette effect. If we put the dial to the right, it's gonna give you a wide edge vignette. Okay, now for this tutorial we wanna have a dark vignette, so we put the dial to the left. We can also play around with the midpoint, but let's leave it in the middle and just hit OK. If your photograph it's huge, it's gonna have a little bit of loading time, and there you go. That's the before, and this is the after. So it's a nice way of doing it. The second way is a bit complex, but probably that's the way you want, so I'm gonna show you the second way of doing it. We go to a new layer, create a new layer here called Vignette, and we gonna select a elliptical marquee tool there. Okay, and inverse the selection by hitting Shift Apple I there, or you can just go to select and inverse. Anyway, let's continue on and fill the area with black. Okay, and deselect the selection, and from here we can feather the selection there, or we can also blur the layer. We'll just do 87%. Alright, 98%, that looks good. We're just gonna wait, and it's done. It doesn't look that great as the effect before, but we have control on this one. If you hit Apple T, it's gonna give you a transform tool that have the handles there, and then when you hit Shift and drag the layer, it's gonna give you another, and if you hit option as well is gonna make it from the middle. So we can control the vignette by just dragging the handles of the transform. Alright, I want a little bit more subtle, so I'm just gonna drag it there. Alright, there you go. And then tone down the opacity, and there you go, a nice vignette effect. Still doesn't destroy your photograph, and you can just drag it around where you want it to be. And also we can also have a blending mode. There's overlay. They have a nice dark vignette but doesn't look like a vignette. Or we can try pin light, and let's try a linear light. There's a nice vignette there also. Let's make the vignette even bigger. There you go. So there's two ways of doing it. There's no right way or there's no wrong way, and I know there's several other ways to do it, but this is the way that I usually do a vignette on Photoshop. Thank you for watching this photolux.net tutorial.